Hello everyone, and thank you for joining today's Vision 6 Power Session Boost ROI with Real-Time Insights. My name's Andy Pominski, I'm the Vision 6 Product Trainer, and we'll be getting started today at having a look at some different reporting elements and different ways that we can boost our return on investment. If you're new to our Power Session series, just to take you through how they work, they're short, sharp, generally about 20 minutes max, allowing you to learn something new and then get straight back on with your day. So they're very feature-focused on one particular topic. You can also ask questions during the session at any time using the Q&A panel provided in Zoom. Please use the Q&A panel, not the chat panel, otherwise I won't be able to see that one. At the end, we'll be going through those questions as well. So data and insights, why is this important to have a look at our data and see what we can learn from it? Because at the end of the day, if we're spending a little bit of extra time going through the data and the various bits of information that we have available to us, it's always good to have a bit of a think as to why we want to look at this information. What will it do for us? What will make it important? So some of the different ways that we can look at the data is to use it to measure success. So was our email or SMS marketing campaign successful? Did it generate clicks through to our website? And did the person then convert in some way, shape or form? In other words, did they fill in a form, download an ebook or make a purchase through the online store? So with this data, we can then use that to measure the success of a campaign and then even analyze campaigns as we send them and see which one performed better and then work out what was the trigger that caused one to be better than the other. So we can use that in our future campaigns because we know they work. You can also use the data and the insights to see how you compare to others. We'll delve into that one a little bit more on the next slide, but it's always a good way to see how your campaigns are tracking to other people in the same industry, and just as a whole with email and SMS marketing. What are general click-through rates and open rates for different types of campaigns, and where do you sit within that? Also, we can use the insights to see how users interact with our content. So do they prefer a specific type of call to action over another? So is a button more obvious than an image to click on and then go to your website? Or is a text link more obvious, for example? So we can use the data that's available to us to see how our content's performing. And again, as per the next step there, we can use that to see what levers we can pull or adjust within our content, our subject, or the email's design to improve the success of an email through clicks and conversions. So is there something in the content that we can adjust? Is it better wording, stronger wording, or maybe more casual wording if that's our audience? Also with the subject line there, what tweaks can we make to the subject line? For example, would a longer or shorter subject line work better? Should we include an emoji or not? Should we use capitals at the start of each word or not? And then with the design there as well, how should we change our email design to make it perform better? So for example, more images, less images, larger banner, smaller banner, and so on. So through looking at the data and insights that are available to us in Vision 6, and we'll have a look at those shortly, you can sort of make some guesses as to what levers you can then adjust, make some changes, and then have a look and see what effect that had on the data and the success of your campaign. So just going back a bit onto that, how do you compare? Vision 6 has an email marketing metrics report available online. The link's there at the bottom of the screen, vision6.com.au/metrics. And you can use that to have a look at the percentages of emails that are being opened on mobile versus desktop, what email clients are being used, what the average open rate is, the date of the highest click-through rate. All those types of things are available on our email marketing metrics report, as well as the ability to this one's quite a good one here. This is available on the site as well. It lets you see on a daily basis the emails sent, then the average open rates for that day, and the average click-through rates for that day. So just quickly, if we have a look at the data here, we can see that Thursday had the highest send count, but Friday had a better open rate, as you can see there. And you can also see at the bottom of the screen that we've got the average click-through rates being shown there on the graph as well. So it's a great way to come and have a look and see, maybe at the start of each month, have a look at the previous month's data on here, on this chart, and then just sort of see how our emails are performing, or how emails perform in general on a particular day of the week, and then use that to ascertain, okay, well, we should send it on a Thursday because that's the better day, for example. You can also filter this by industry, choose your industry from the list, and then see how you compare with your Vision 6 reporting data, which we'll go through in a moment, with the open rates, There's click-through rates and all sorts of interesting data here, which are definitely worthwhile having a look at. In the near future, we'll also be having a video provided, a wrap-up video provided on those marketing metrics as well, I believe, every quarter. So keep an eye out for that. Over the next few weeks, we'll have our first video available for this. So let's have a look in product now at how we can boost our return on investment with using some of these insights that are available to us today. So we'll go through and have a look at the reporting side of things, then look at collaboration, the click map, the overview dashboard, and then some conversion tracking options that are available to us with Google Analytics. So just jump into Vision 6 here. I'm on the reporting section, so just select reports on the sidebar here. You'll have this as well. And I'm just going to double click on this particular email here, which was sent a few weeks back, just to have a look at some of the statistics and reports available to us from that more real-time performance and engagement point of view. So if we come down and have a look at this report here, you'll see the activity panel is definitely a very interesting one, worthwhile having a look at. We can see the percentage of people that opened our email versus unopened. And you're also able to see the click-through rate as well. So here we can see that of the 9 people that opened my email, all of them clicked on something, which is why the click-through rate is showing very high at 100%. Obviously, don't expect that on your email sends necessarily. You never know. But just have a look again at how your emails are performing through the various data available here on the Activity tab. Of course, jump into that metrics report on the Vision 6 website and have a look at your industry and just see how you're comparing through there as well. We do have some guides available on the Vision 6 Help Center that will also help you design your emails in such a way to make them more openable, I guess, and make them more interactive so people can click on them as well. And just underneath that, we have the activity information available as well. So this is showing us that 12 hours, 24 hours, 36, etc. after the email was sent, we can see the activity. So here at about the, let's say it's probably 46 or 45 hour mark after sending the email, I had a number of clicks on that email. And even then, after the 72 hour mark, we had 3 additional clicks. So this will continue to update. Even if someone clicks on that email a year, 6 months down from when receiving it, they'll still be able to click on different links in there. And this report will, of course, update. But it's a great fun report to watch actually after you've done an email send, because all of these information panels here and the report, the graph, they update in real time. So as soon as you've done a big email send, I always like to come and watch the report. You'll see the graph jumping up and down. You'll see the numbers going up and down and the different links and things being clicked on. So certainly definitely worthwhile watching after you do an email send. We can also see on the right-hand side there what device breakdown was used to view your email. Was it desktop or mobile? And again, through this, you can have a look and see which particular device was used more. And if you're finding that you have a more mobile-centric audience for your email campaigns, there are a few little things you can do with your email to make it a little bit more mobile-friendly. Of course, with Vision 6, if you're using the drag-and-drop editor and have the mobile tick box turned on, all of your email templates and designs are automatically made mobile-friendly anyway. However, there's a few little things you can do to your emails to make them a little bit easier to read on a mobile phone. And one example of that is normally if you're sending an email, as per this little example here, you'll see we have a very wide but not very high email banner. On a mobile phone, of course, that's sort of scaled down to fit the smaller screen, which can make the writing a little bit hard. It is an image banner after all. So if you're finding you have a very heavy mobile or mobile-centric viewer audience for your emails, what you could do is maybe have a think about the way you design those image banners in your email and maybe make them a little bit less widescreen and more portrait or square even, so that they don't get as squashed down on a mobile screen and still can be very easy to read. And coming down a little way there, we also have the links that were clicked on within our email. So again, this will allow you to ascertain which parts of your email are performing better with the various links that you have available on there. We do also have the Click Map tab available here in Vision 6, and this gives you a visual representation, almost like a bit of a heat map, as to what parts of the email people are clicking on. So this just looks at what parts of the email had a link to something. So you'll see that I'll obviously linked my banner, my logo, the links across the top. The ebook image was a link. I've got a little text link here and the button as well. Immediately I can see that the button performed best out of all the links that I have here on the page. So again, if you were at a previous power session we ran, we had a look at email design. And obviously one of those things we looked at is how to insert a button. And By giving it a little bit of clear space around the button, it makes it very obvious, it stands out, and that can again improve our ROI, because if an email is performing better, it looks good, it's easy to use for the user, it's easy to see what they need to do, what that action is. They will then go and take that action, and that can make it a lot easier for them to go through and download the ebook or sign up to your form, whatever it might be. So by hovering over these, of course, if you haven't seen the click map before, we can see that of the total opens that this email had, which was 9, 4 of them resulted in a click on this link here. And of the total clicks this email received, which was 77, only 4 of those clicks were on this particular image here. Whereas if I go to my button, you'll see here that 88.89% of people who opened the email, 8 of the 9 clicked on this button. And again, 14 of my 77 total clicks were on this button as well. So quite high there for the clicks on the button. So using this, you can potentially change the way you design. Again, it's going back to pulling one of those levers. What can you do in your email to make people click on it more or to interact with it better? Is it a bigger button? Is it a nice image banner? Is it less images, more images, a different subject line? I don't have the answer. It depends on the industry and the email and the content. But of course, by tweaking little bits here and there, changing something, pulling a lever, running a test, coming back, viewing the report, and comparing the data, you'll be able to ascertain what worked better and then use that in your future email designs. The statistics and also the click map here are quite important, especially if you have an automation running in Vision 6 for a nurture sequence or a customer onboarding sequence, because you can look at which one of those, maybe you've got, 6 emails that send out to a customer when they sign up for something on your website, like a trial or an ebook download. You might have 6 emails going out to them. By looking at the click map data through those emails, you can see which one is performing better and why. And then you might decide, okay, well, let's retrofit or change some of our other emails, pull some levers, and then make them perform better as well. So it's a great way to have a look at that data and just basically see how it can be used to your advantage. One other thing here on the collaboration piece, just quickly, we do have the share button available here as well. So if you wanted to show this to someone else in your team who may not have Vision 6 access, or maybe your manager or someone else in marketing is wanting to help you adjust your email and allow it to prove and to approve your ROI on the email send, you can share this report as well to anyone in the team or anyone you send it to, so they can have a look at the data too and help you out with that. So what you do is press share, and then you can pop in the email address of your colleagues or whoever you want to see the report, or you can manually share this link to them in your own email or via chat or something like that. Note that if you do share the link if you do share a link to the report, whoever gets it and has a look at it won't see any customer data whatsoever, because at the moment I can click on these fields here and see who opened it, who didn't open it, who unsubscribed, and who clicked, and so on. But if you're sharing that link, of course, you don't necessarily know who is going to have a look at that link. They may pass it on to someone. So all customer data is hidden from those people you share the link to, which is good. They'll just see the numbers and the statistics. They won't be able to click on anything to view the customer data, which is great. Coming back to the reports tab here, the overview that you saw at the beginning. Now, I've only got 2 emails here in this folder, but you might have tens or hundreds in here, depending on what sort of different emails you've been sending. But this overview is actually a great way to compare email sends against one another, particularly if you've made those minor tweaks between emails, such as pulling a few levers and making some minor adjustments. You can come in here and see that, okay, well, this one had a better open rate than this one, or the bounce rate or the click-through rate was higher on one or the other. So if you know what tweaks you've made between 2 emails, maybe it was the subject line, then come in here and have a look and see, okay, well, this one worked a lot better than that one, for example. So you can use this as a great comparison tool without having to drill into any of your reports individually. Just have a look at the data here, and you can export this as well into another program like Excel and do a bit more graphing and things like that with the data if you'd like to. Now you can also see the date of last send. So again, you can use that comparison to see, well, do Wednesdays work better than Thursdays, and so on amongst all of the emails that you might have here in your Vision 6 folder. Now, if you don't see the same fields or columns like I do, you can come into column settings here and switch fields on or off. You can also rearrange them as well. So if you want the open rate to appear in front of the message name, you can grab the column here by the little gripper on the right-hand side, rearrange it, press apply, and now the open rate is appearing before the message name. So very easy to customize the view to make it easy to see the statistics that you want to see from here. Of course, on the dashboard as well, we do have another quick summary here of your most recent email sends, so you can view that there and jump into the full report at any time as well. And finally, another great way to boost your ROI is to be able to know what's performing well now. If you know that, then you can use that again for your future campaigns to bring in any of those successful elements in an email send into future designs that you might do. You might have decided that, okay, our audience is primarily mobile. Let's move to a square or a less widescreen banner image in our email. Now let's see how that works. And if it works well through your stats in Vision 6 and also through your analytics tracking here with Google, you can then go, okay, let's use that from now on in all our emails because it obviously works well. So with Google Analytics, what you can do is in Vision 6, jump into the integrations here on the left-hand side, come into Google Analytics and connect that. And what that does is, as long as you've got Google Analytics running on your website as well, you can connect Vision 6 to it. And that will bring through certain information from Vision 6 into your Google Analytics views as well. So from here, what you can do, of course, if you know a little bit about Google Analytics, you can set up goals and things like that in GA. And what that allows you to do is say that, okay, if someone downloads an ebook or fills in a form, buys something, we'll call that a goal. So you can use Google Analytics to set up these goals. And then in the view of the different goals, you can see, okay, what drove the user to complete this goal? Was it that they just found our website? Did they come from an ad we're running on Google? Or was it an email campaign from Vision 6 that sent them into the website to make that purchase and reach that goal? So again, through here, that's how you can find that out by linking Google Analytics into Vision 6. You'll be able to have that full, journey that the customer made. What email did they click on? What did they do on the website? And so on. Because the Vision 6 reports are only as good as the stuff that they're doing in Vision 6, clicking on things and looking at stuff within the email. As soon as they link off into your website, and there's no tracking there from our side of things, and that's where Google Analytics comes in, and you can build that full customer journey and have that sort of lens in which you can view what all your customers are doing, especially for those goals and things on the website where you want to track and see how successful they were. If you already have this set up within Vision 6 and Google Analytics with that integration there, if you're running it already, you can go to Google Analytics and click on Acquisition, Campaigns, All Campaigns. That's where you'll be able to find that information into Google Analytics.